Okay, so what if I told you a full-length feature film, I'm talking script, animation, the whole shebang, was created almost entirely by artificial intelligence? Seriously, it's not science fiction anymore. Today, we are going to break down exactly how the world's first AI movie, Pirate Queen, was actually made.
You know, it's a question that's been bouncing around Hollywood and Silicon Valley forever. Can a machine really direct? Can code actually replace a whole human crew? For years, it was just a debate, a what if. But now we don't just have an answer, we have a movie ticket.
And that answer has a name: Pirate Queen Zheng Yi Sao. This is the film that's at the very heart of our explainer today. It's a project that is really fundamentally challenging everything we thought was possible in the world of cinema.
So, let's get into it. What does it actually mean to be the first AI feature film? This isn't just a fun little gimmick. We're talking about a completely new kind of cinema, one that wasn't born in a studio, but from lines of code and simple text prompts.
So when we say fully AI generated, what are we talking about? Well, it doesn't mean humans just pushed a button and walked away. Not at all. It means the AI did the really heavy lifting, writing the script, creating every single visual, generating the voices, even composing the music. The human role, it completely shifted, from being the hands-on creator to being more of a creative director, a guide, the person curating all of the AI's output.
So who were the masterminds behind this whole experiment? This wasn't just some random output from a machine. No, this was a very deliberate project, steered by a studio with a very, very specific vision.
The film was made by a studio called Synthetic Dreams Pictures. And honestly, their name says it all, right? This isn't some traditional studio just dipping its toes into new tech. Their entire mission is to live on this new frontier, constantly pushing the boundaries of what AI-driven entertainment can even be.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. Take a look at this digital toolkit. This wasn't made by one single movie-making AI. It's more like a collection of highly specialized tools working together. You've got GPT-4 for the script, Midjourney for the still images and character designs, Runway Gen 2 to turn those images into actual moving animation, 11 Labs for all the voices, and Suno AI for the musical score. It's like a whole digital studio, just in a suite of apps. Okay, so you've got all these different tools. How in the world do you actually build a coherent movie out of them? Well, the process looks a lot less like a traditional film set and more like a digital assembly line, a pipeline that turns simple text prompts into a finished film.
And the process is actually pretty straightforward. It all kicks off with a script generated by GPT-4. But here's the key part. That script isn't just text. It basically becomes the source code for the entire film. The dialogue and scene descriptions are then fed as prompts into Midjourney to create a visual storyboard. From there, those images and prompts get passed over to Runway, which animates them. And finally, all the audio is layered on top. Each step directly feeds the next one, creating this incredible AI-powered assembly line.
And this right here shows just how disruptive this new workflow is. I mean, think about it. Traditional filmmaking, it needs huge crews, physical locations, massive budgets, and it takes months, sometimes years. The AI workflow, a tiny team can whip up ideas and test them out in a matter of weeks, for just a fraction of the budget. It completely flips the economics of making a movie on its head.
So, okay, this revolutionary process can make a movie faster and cheaper than ever before. But that leads to the big question, right? Is the movie actually any good? Let's talk about the premiere, the story itself, and of course, what the critics had to say.
The story they chose is just epic. It's based on the real-life Zheng Yi Sao, who was, and I'm not exaggerating, probably the most successful pirate in all of history. We're talking about a woman who commanded this massive fleet that basically terrorized the South China Sea. It was a brilliant choice for an AI film, a huge, visually driven historical saga that would normally cost a fortune to bring to the screen. The reaction from critics was, as you can probably guess, completely split. On one side, you had publications like Tech and Film Weekly calling it a total landmark achievement. They were really focused on its role as this stunning proof of concept, admiring the sheer ambition of it all, even if the final product was a little rough around the edges.
But then, on the flip side, more traditional outlets like the Cinematic Review pointed out its big limitations. They agreed the visuals were often mesmerizing, but they felt the story was missing that emotional heart, that narrative glue that a human touch usually provides. And this really highlights the gap we see right now between AI's technical ability and its, well, artistic soul.
So with such a mixed reception, you might be wondering, why are we calling this a turning point?
Why does this one imperfect movie matter so much for the future of film?
Pirate Queen matters because it represents three huge shifts. First, it democratizes the entire process. All of a sudden, anyone with a powerful idea and a laptop can create a feature film. That's wild. Second, it completely blurs the lines of traditional creative roles. Is the human a director or are they a prompt engineer? And finally, it opens up this whole Pandora's box of questions about copyright, artistic ownership, and the very definition of creativity itself. Look, this film isn't the final answer. It's the first big question. It's a technological milestone that proves the concept is possible, and in doing so, it has thrown the doors wide open to a new universe of creativity. The director's chair isn't just on a Hollywood set anymore. It's on any desk with a keyboard powered by a prompt, and it's open to anyone. The only question left is, who's next?